I've trawled the internet and found some common questions from the general public about toxins and about toxicology.
See what we can do.
Some quick fire questions. Are Tide Pods and laundry detergent bad for your health?
If you eat them, yes.
Yeah. What about if you don't eat them?
It's just a new gimmicky way to get products into your laundry. The big problem with them is the kids that eat them. So make the packages more childproof.
Yeah. Second question. Venom versus poison. What's the difference?
Venom versus a poison, it's really in the delivery method. So a venom gets injected into your body versus poison's passive intake. So if you get bit by a snake, it's venomous. If you drink a shot of venom, then that's poisonous.
So there's not necessarily a chemical difference. It's the way it's implanted into your body?
It's really, how does it get into your body? Both are bad. The effects are bad. But really, when you think about something as venomous, it comes from the animal when it gets injected in your body.
Yeah. Third question. Are color additives and synthetic dyes safe?
Oh, you used quotes with that? There's a lot of controversy about that right now. So what I will say is that a lot of the colors that we get can be extracted from plants. And when you extract that, you extract a whole bunch of other stuff in there that you might put into your smoothie. I don't know. But a synthetic color additive is the same thing as what you want. It's just made synthetically so that you don't have all of that other stuff in it. So I think that the dose makes the poison, always. So many of these studies that have been, is it safe or not, it's a political thing because, again, sometimes, yes, maybe those things could cause cancer if you ate 5,000 packets of whatever that colorant is every day for the rest of your life. In a general standpoint, I don't think that the ones that are on the market, I believe, are safe and well used. And again, food regulations, food and beverage regulations, regulate and say, you can use this amount for this particular purpose in this scenario. They don't just say, throw it in there, Frank. They're very specific. So if you change that use scenario, you've got to demonstrate that it's appropriate and necessary. So there's a lot of regulations out there to prove their safe use at the formulation, the manufacturing process for that intended use at that concentration. So I don't have a problem with colors and additives like that.
Is dosage always the thing that defines whether it's actually toxic for you? So are there some chemicals that even if you had a tiny dosage, it would still be just as bad for you if you have a tiny amount? Are there some chemicals that if you have a tiny amount can still have the same impact as if you had 10 times more than that?
Yeah, definitely. Botulism toxin, that takes a very small amount to kill you. If you're looking at death, near death, absolutely the dose makes the poison. If you are sitting next to a venomous snake, a cobra, and it's in a glass box, your exposure is 0, your risk is 0. But if you are cohabitating, then that risk of exposure is great. You can take 2 Tylenol for a headache, but if you take 50 Tylenol, you're going to need a new liver. It's all about the dose.
Yeah. Next question. Is it true that sugar can neutralize cyanide?
The problem with cyanide is that when it gets into your body, it causes everywhere that needs oxygen to starve. Right. Because your brain and your heart need the most oxygen, when it gets there, it shuts it down, and then you die. I really can't see sugar making a difference.
Yeah. How fast does it act? Is it like rapid, like couple seconds, couple minutes?
Depending on the dose.
Yeah. And where is it synthetically made or is it a naturally produced kind of?
It was a natural product, and then they figured out how to make it. So, yeah, great scientist.
Yeah. Do you know what it was found in naturally, originally?
Originally, cyanide, you can find it in like seeds, like apple seeds, pit seeds, like peaches and plums and such. There's a bit of cyanide in those seeds. So you could pull it all together and the magic of television, make enough to have something that could kill you, yes. But don't do that. I disavow any use of a concentrating agent to poison your roommates with cyanide. Thank you.
Agreed. Next question. How does our body expel toxins and bad chemicals? You did mention it briefly earlier, a little bit.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of ways. Again, your body is trying to make it more water soluble so that it will leave. So, for example, you've been out drinking rum all night and you breathe into a breathalyzer and they can tell that you've been drinking because you can expel alcohol through your breath. So again, it's feces, it is your kidneys. And again, anytime you sweat, we've all had those kind of, oh, you smell like you were drinking last night and exits through your pores.
Yeah. I didn't actually realize that it could exit through breathing, but it makes sense with the
Oh, yeah.
breathalyzer thing, doesn't it?
There is when you breathe in and out and you have a certain concentration of alcohol in your bloodstream, there is a conversion factor that says when you breathe in and out, the X amount is able to leave through your breath, which is why, and then because they know what that level is, they equate that with a level of impairity, of you being impaired to be able to do that. So that's why breathalyzer works. But that's also why if you get arrested for drinking and you pee into a cup to see if you've been drinking, they can't tell how long you've been drinking or whatever because that's just a reservoir of pee. The problem with something like cannabis is they don't know what that mathematical equation is. So they don't have an idea of what that relationship is between your lungs and blood level with what you breathe out and or what does that mean in terms of being impaired from a cannabis standpoint. So that's why that's one of the things about it's tough with that because they haven't done enough research to say if you have this much cannabis in your breath, this means you are X impaired.
Would they be able to do like a quick blood test, or does it not work like that for cannabis? And is that unethical?
Yes, they can do a blood test, but they don't know again how does that equate with you being impaired. They can just say yes or no. Because again, they can do a blood test for alcohol and say, oh, you had this much blood alcohol level. That equates to this kind of impairment.
Yeah. And will they be able to figure that out eventually, or is it just very hard with cannabis?
It's hard when it's not truly legal. And it's hard when you have so many different forms of cannabis, so many different levels of the THC and the other CBD oils in there. And we don't know what all of those other oils do and how they can impair.
Oh, okay. Next question. If a product doesn't have poison on the label, is it safe?
Dose makes the poison. Alcohol, bottle alcohol doesn't say it's a poison. If you have 400, it's a poison. They usually try to look at foreseeable use of a substance. So I still would follow the instructions.
Yeah. Does natural or organic automatically mean non-toxic?
Oh, hemlock. Hemlock is a poison that you can get from a hemlock plant and you can die. That's pretty natural. You walk through poison ivy, you're itchy. That's natural. So absolutely, those are natural and organic. Oh, yeah. Doesn't mean anything in terms of its safety.
Yeah. Should you make someone vomit if they swallow something poisonous?
It depends. So, are they awake or not? If they are not awake, do not make them vomit. If you know what they took, if they took something like bleach or some kind of acid, then going back up is going to make it even worse. So, general rule of thumb, if somebody has had a poison, call your 911 or whatever you use in around the world. Keep them conscious. And if they throw up on their own, turn them to their side. No, don't give them anything. People are like, give them milk. It'll make it. No, don't give anything.
Yeah, just call the professionals.
Yes, absolutely.
Do synthetic chemicals cause more cancer than natural ones?
Every substance is a chemical. If I put benzene I made on the bench top next to benzene that I got out of something else, it's still benzene. I don't think I can answer that very well.
Yeah. Can air fresheners disrupt hormones?
Depends what's in the air freshener.
What about like an average, like popular air freshener product?
Not. There are regulations about fragrances and how much you should be able to, what's permitted in some of those. So I would think that they're not putting a lot of hormone fresheners out in your car.
Yeah. This one is, my curiosity is included in this and my ignorance is as well. What are phthalates? Is that how you say it?
Phthalates? Yeah. Phthalates are substances that are often added into plastic products to make them more squishy. So, like a rubber ducky, squishy. And those have been found to cause problems with the endocrine system. And so, over the years, they have faded and removed these over time, but they tend to be out there. They're persistent, so you can still find them in some products. But again, globally, the use is much, much less.
Yeah. And branching off of that question, what are some other products or chemicals or foods or drinks that can cause endocrine disruption, maybe like can potentially decrease testosterone or estrogen levels?
Oh, I don't know. I can't think of anything really off the top of my head. But again, the endocrine system is really super complicated. And there's a lot of what I would call redundancy. And also, females have testosterone, males have estrogen. So it's a complex play between the two to be able to have a functioning adult. So anything that really would affect your thyroid levels, I can't come up with anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure that's something that they're looking for when they're trying to make a functional beverage, that it doesn't do that.
Yeah, hopefully. Green cleaning products actually safer?
Again, it depends on who you ask. There are labels for green products. I've done some assessments on them. Overall, I think you're just trading one thing for another, and a lot of it is perception. So I'm not sure of the standards for what makes something greener. Is it less toxic? Does it degrade faster? Is it a lower concentration? I'm not sure of what the rules are, but I've found that overall, maybe there's some products that I will choose to be a greener, quote unquote, product. But again, I try not to overuse my products. But favorite thing that I use to clean spots in my laundry is the dishwashing detergent that's blue for your dishes. That's the Rising of the Sun. I don't think I can just say its name. The Rising of the Sun product. That's really gentle and it works really great. So, no, personal choice. But a lot of that is a marketing ploy too. So just be careful on what you choose.
Yeah. And how much should we be using these cleaning products? Should it be every single time we want to clean, or is it sometimes better to use some like vinegar and water, for example?
I don't know. How clean do you want your house to be? But again, I mean, they use normal use scenarios when they pick these things out. So they'll say, in a normal use scenario, you will clean your windows 5 times a month or whatever. And this is what can get on your hands. And this is the skin absorption of these substances. And so it all depends.
If you got to the end of this video, congratulations. You're literally ahead of 99% of people. You're curious and you really want to understand the world around you and yourself. So well done. But there's still something missing, isn't there? You're missing connection with like-minded people. But you're doing all this alone. If you don't have like-minded friends who understand what you're going through and are interested in self-growth and understanding the world, then you're going to feel quite lonely. And I've definitely felt that many periods of my life over the last half decade or so during my journey. And at times I still do. If that sounds like you, you're going to be interested in joining my new tribe. It's a private community on Discord that connects you with people into the exact same things as you and helps you make friends with new like-minded people so you can keep growing yourself. We're really going to create a tribe, like a family of like-minded individuals. We're going to do multiple calls a week, live chats, talk about things we've learned, books we've read, even recommend people to come onto the show. And for topics you maybe want me to discuss, you'll be able to spend time with me beyond the podcast. And I'll actually get to know you guys, which is going to be awesome. And also you're going to find out who's on the show before the episodes come out, and you're going to get episodes 24 hours before anyone else by joining the tribe of outliers, because you're the real ones. You want to improve yourself. And why would you not want to do it with people who are just as similar to you? We only want the real outliers. We don't want a guy who's just watched one episode and hasn't learned anything from it. So it's going to be a super tight-knit community. You're going to get so many benefits. Meet people who are like you, focus on growth, befriend them, talk to each other, including me, live calls with all of us, and get podcast episodes 24 hours before anyone else, and know which big guests are coming onto the show before anyone else. Click the link in the description and be part of the tribe, become an outlier with us today.